We are here, show number 4. And like we said, we're going to bring you the new, the exciting, what's entertaining. And I couldn't be happier to start this show with the one and only Hector Alfonso.
Thanks a lot. So am I new or exciting? Which one am I?
Both, bro.
All right, cool. I got my A game on today, bro.
There you go.
Let's go. I came in hot.
Came in hot.
Yeah,
thank you, man. Welcome in, man.
Welcome in.
Every time, this is my fear. My fear every time I do a podcast is that I can still have a job on Monday. So I have to be careful. But let's see what happens.
Yeah. If you see a lot of cuts, you'll know that we just edited some stuff out.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll leave that for the.
You know, thanks for having me on. And I appreciate you guys having me on. And anytime I get a chance to go on the air or I go on a podcast and talk about Espinosa and kind of preach the dogma, I'm there. I mean, that's I kind of live for that. So I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
So we obviously very new on the podcast game, and Hector, reach out, like whatever you need, man. I love you for that, bro.
Gotcha.
You know, drop that. Is that fucking soon, bro?
Already.
All right, miss.
Wow.
Drinks
So
up, bro.
we have a tradition when it comes to the drop
Cheers.
dash. Whenever somebody drops an ash,
It's usually you.
Drops or ashes? You ash
Both. At this point, it's fuck it.
it's an excuse to drink, right?
Listen, this might be your 4th podcast, but you guys have much better setup than some of the podcasts that have been around for a long time.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Got a guy willing in here with a 486, at a DOS diskette. So we're doing all right.
Much appreciated.
Thank you very much. You guys put so much effort into what you guys do every day. We figured, we can't just come in here half-ass. We have to show up as well.
We talk about you later.
Exactly.
So this motherfucker came in here with a
Exactly.
Polaroid.
Yeah.
Oh, we can curse, right?
Yeah, of course.
So no, I like that. No, I just want to be sure.
It's the fucking.
Say, how was your podcast? Man, this guy came in here with an 8mm camera. I think he did porn. And, he kept asking me to take, and want to see my shirt. I don't know what was going on.
You mind putting this leather vest on?
Yeah, put this vest on. Hey, can I get it right here? Open up more decolletage. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Well, speaking of shirt, thank you for this one. I'm
You
thanking the brand.
You
Love
thank Junior for that?
it. Yeah, I know. No, I need that bomber jacket whenever that launches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, that is a separate world in the Espinosa Kingdom. I am always amazed when Zona Palooza comes and I'm like, oh, you guys are doing that? I mean, I'm at the meeting sometimes, but I kind of stick to I like sticking in my lane.
But you guys, I mean, honestly, it's impressive what you guys are doing. Honestly,
3 months away, by the way. So if you haven't heard about it,
yeah, I have a little girl on the way around November, so I'm hoping that my wife will let me. I'm like, I just gotta pop in real fast, just real fast.
Oh, girls are great. I have 2 girls. Being a father to girls is really cool.
Yeah,
if she's born during La Zona, we had to name her at least the middle. La Zonita.
Babe, we got the middle name. We forget Grace. We got to pick that.
Which, by the way, we didn't mention it, but we're currently at the warehouse at Espinosa, the headquarters. So
if you couldn't tell, yep.
I always want to do that Price is Right thing, Show them what they want, but
let's saw it out.
A towel.
But yeah, just going back to that's what I'm saying. Like the level of like marketing you guys are putting in, especially like look at this, like the new Warhead tins you guys have, which have been, I tell you, as a retailer, literally I'm sold out. I'm in a day, 24 hours sold out. It's the most interest that I've received in something.
I will tell you,
really relatively
the
fast.
bombs. I always believe, and maybe biasly, that we've always made good cigars. But what has happened, our marketing game in the last 4 or 5 years has just to a next level. Actually, probably more. I would say with the beginning of the 6 provinces, with the idea of the Swin box, that we kind of took everything, and when I say we, I say the company, but I mean I can only give credit to Junior on that. Junior really is creative, and conceptually he comes up with these ideas. We have sat afterwards, all this, and then, because he wants feedback. I thought of this. What do you think? All right, let's scale this down a little bit. But the concept always is the metal bombs. The metal bombs was something we've been talking about for 3 years. It was the first concept of the metal bomb was about this tall. It was going to be like a 3-foot bomb, and then you could put all the cigars in it. Oh shit! So we could put all the cigars in it, but we realized that was going to, oh, you just, there you go.
Bingo. All right.
We just realized that was not going to work out.
Jesus Christ. I need this.
So I mean, we showed, I didn't go to the show this year, obviously you guys know, but, they showed the bomb at the PCA, and people were overwhelmed with the bomb. And then of course we had to wait for the bomb. Then, we had the situation with the tariffs and, the increase on the mob.
Mhm.
But still, as soon as they came in, you guys walked into the warehouse. You could see that we're here. Everybody's working.
Yeah.
Even I was folding little tabs for them to put this in. I've got other responsibilities to do, but I mean, I chipped in because we have retailers who've been asking for them since May.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been in a crazy, uptick even before, like you said, like the safer businesses. But like, talk about this Knuckle Sandwich, man.
Look, the Knuckle Sandwich ashtray, the Warhead ashtrays,
Thank you.
The 6 province swing box, the 6 province, the window shutter box, the 6 province slide box. Thank you. The 6 province vase, the Warhead 10 bomb. I mean, for a company of our size, I think our creativity and ingenuity is at a really high level.
Yeah.
We're no longer that small boutique, we're no smaller. We're still a boutique, but we're no longer that small boutique company. And I think, what really cemented that was the moment that, the Guy came on. Once Guy came on, and it was a game changer. And I'll tell you, we first realized prior to Guy coming on, we had we did a 5th anniversary Warhead set sampler where we put all of the original Warheads and then a coin. And, we were still, and it's not a disparaging remark, but we were still thinking kind of, we're here at this level. So let's just do 500 boxes. And then we realized at that moment that we're the company that if we do 500 boxes of anything, all we do is piss off our consumers, because the retailer doesn't want, he wants 10.
Yeah.
And I tell you, Oliver, you can only get 1.
Mm-hmm.
Almost that.
Yeah.
Not quite. So, we don't do anything small anymore. Everything now is big.
I mean, I've been in a store that sold 100 plus. That fucking cigar, the day it dropped, they did an event. I was like, this is crazy.
We, listen, and don't get me wrong. I can admit that Guy Fieri brings his own notoriety and his own name to the game, but to partner up with Guy and then to pre-sell these cigars, we pre-sold probably 15,000 sticks.
Shit.
For a company our size, that is a huge nut. I remember Eric coming to the office going, "Bro, you think we ordered too many?" I said, "I don't."
Love the voice.
Oh, and his
Yeah, bro, you think we ordered too many? We'll say no. All right. So he goes, "I'm supposed to travel with Guy next week." Excuse me. I'm supposed to travel with Guy next week, like January 3rd of that first year. He had exactly 100 cigars of Maduro and 100 cigars of Habano, of the Knuckle Sandwich. So all I had was 5 bundles. They traveled for 2 days. They did Palm Beach and Broward. Then they did North Broward and Dade. And those were the only people who ever tried that cigar. And once the word came out, it was like that. We had to create a system just for pre-orders, which we'd never done.
Yeah.
We had never done at that time. At that time, we had never done pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
And it just took us to the next level.
Yeah.
And listen, unlike a lot of other, celebrities who are involved in the cigar industry, who like the idea of having a cigar and maybe you'll do an event or two, I would be hard pressed to find another celebrity who has been as engaging, as involved in the industry as Guy is. First of all, he's a cigar smoker. Secondly, him and Eric are 2 peas of vod.
Right.
I mean, they're just, they're both alpha types. They're both, they're both talkative, and they're both, they both have presence. They walk in a room and they, and the people look to them, the spotlight kind of turns on them. The cigar was good. And he's a guy who has promoted his cigar. Even if he's not doing an event that month, he's wearing this, he's got the cigar in his pocket. He's got a cigar in his mouth at the All-Star game. He's wearing the Knuckle Sandwich shirt while he's doing diners, drive-ins and dives. He talks about the cigar. He does social media about the cigar. Plus the fact he did, in his first year, he did the Great Smoke Parade, the Big Smoke for Cigar Aficionado, and he went to PCA.
Right.
And, he's not, when you walk by our booth, you don't see him there waiting for somebody to walk up. He's small.
This line.
There's no minimum, you have to buy 10 boxes to get a signature from actor A or basketball player B. You come in and,
shaking hands, kissing babies.
Shaking hands, kissing babies, and, and being him.
Yeah.
So listen, we're very fortunate, because I think you kind of make your own luck.
Yeah.
But we're very fortunate that this collaboration not only happened, but it's taken off.
It's something you said that is really kind of sticks with me, and that's the cigar is good. It stands alone by itself, And I think that's really what makes everything you guys have done in the past 5 years makes all the difference. Like, yeah, this is cool. It's a gimmick. It's a fucking badass gimmick. But the fucking cigar stands by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen.
Same thing with Knuckle Sandwich.
People say, well, isn't that just a repackage? Yeah, it's a repackage from a cigar we did 8 years ago that people still want. Oh, this warhead's great. But you know, my favorite warhead was the Lancero. Yeah. Well, that was the 3, and that one we did 7 years ago, you know, and it'll come. It'll come.
Can't wait for
that. And we were very excited about the bomb because getting the bomb into retailers as soon as possible gave us a chance to do our marketing homework. Well, I mean, our sales homework. How well did they turn? What was the demand? Because if, say, the bombs came in and they didn't move, then the bomb idea would probably die the next year.
Yeah, bomb.
But it has not. Now, you know, it's we can't make them pass it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Espinosa when they do a project here and they say it's all hands on deck. They got cousins that they haven't seen in a year who show up here to put cigars in boxes. I mean, they do Alpha Bravo police style. They got guys, you know, on rotation coming in here. Yeah, it's how they mobilize people to work.
That's what you should do. Do the Zona Palooza over here, but you say, surprise, we're here going to work.
Yeah, it's their ability to mobilize, their ability to mobilize family members and friends to come and help and get these projects done is second to none.
Yeah,
you got a big family.
I'm sure they sure do. Well, there's a ton of them.
No. The culture you guys have created is something outstanding. And obviously we're talking about celebrity cigars. I mean, I've seen tons of them been proposed to carry a bunch of them in the store, and none of them that I've tried can hold a candle to the Knuckle Sandwich.
Listen, not only was it a good cigar, it hit CA. I mean, yes, I know there are a lot of other lists and a lot of great lists, but you know, when we talk about lists that drive sales, CA is the list that drives sales. I mean, Snob list drives sales as well.
Right.
They say print media is dead.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's declined, but it's still not dead.
Yeah.
People still get the magazine. You go into a shop, it's there. People pick it up. I sit in the shop 3 or 4 days a week. People pick it up and they look through it and they go straight to the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I worked retail for a short while, in January, people would come in with their photocopied back to Chicago. I need that cigar. We don't carry that's Cuban. I need that cigar. No, we don't carry that. The owner doesn't like that guy. I need this cigar. You know, we went through,
I like you.
Yeah. You know, I remember especially the year that Alec Bradley won Cigar of the Year, and they had none. They couldn't really, it's unfortunate they couldn't take advantage of that Cigar of the Year right away. I mean, eventually they got
2011?
2011.
Well, I think it was 2011. But it's all a cigar that, from what I understand, was going to be, 07. You know, it was going to be on the shelf. But good for them. Listen, it's.
That was our last podcast, by the way. Go watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So yeah, listen, it's still, it moves lists, and you know, it was good. It was a good cigar.
Yeah.
So
how was the blending process with Guy and the Knuckle Sandwich?
The blending process kind of went like this. Eric calls me and he goes, bro, listen, you doing anything tonight? And it was Sunday. I think it was Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. It was a weekend. And I said, no. He goes, I got, you know who Guy Fieri is? I go, yeah, I've got a television. Of course I know. My wife watches the Food Network. You know, he's only on 8 hours a day. Yeah, I know who he is. He goes, he's going to be here in the warehouse. All right. So I come over and I was sitting kind of where the gentleman with the Marlin shirt is. I was sitting there and Eric was sitting there and Guy was sitting where you are. And it was a back and forth about who they know, what they know, where they've been, restaurants they've eaten at. The kind of thing that two buddies, you know, it's like, it kind of reminds me of when you pair two partners together for the first time and before they start pumping people or doing work,
bonding,
they have to bond a little bit. Yeah. So they were bonding. But while they were bonding, I can't relate to any of that. You know, I am not. I'm just a poor schlub. I can't really.
Never ate there.
You ate Joe Stonecraft. I heard the chicken is real good. It's also the cheapest thing on the menu.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. So
that shit is good though.
Yeah. So while they're talking, I'm plying him with cigars. And while I give him cigars, I watch him smoke it, and you know, he doesn't seem to enjoy it. Oh, he does enjoy it. Okay, great. All right, let me have that back. Oh, I just started. Let me have that back. And then he's like, "Who is this guy?" And Eric's like, "Don't worry about him. No, don't worry about him. He's just playing through like a golfer. I'm playing through." So we kind of got a profile of what he liked. I know he liked something. He wanted something heavy, something not something light, something heavy with some body. So we went. My first choice was to go with the Maduro, but like everything we do here in Espinosa, there has to be a kosher meal alternative in Habano, because that's Habano's where the flavor's at.
You love Habanos.
I hate Habanos. Not only do I hate Habanos, the company I'm so over Habano wrapper, bro. It just it's because it's what you smoke for all the first
Yeah.
few years. You know, like dark Habano.
Yeah.
But no, Habano will actually really taste the flavor in the blend. You know, he's educating me, and I just kind of nod because today it's his company, not mine. So we made a Habano, and the Habano in a very similar blend, not the same blend. The Habano had a really high spice. And esto tan pingao. You know, esto sí es. And Maduro, I don't know about that. You know, so we ended up with both of them, and we went from there. And you know, people say, how involved is Guy? I'll tell you how involved he is. And a year and a half later, he goes, I want a 60 ring. And here came a 60 ring. And we said goodbye to the Corona Gordo because right now it's Toro, Robusto, and Gordo.
Yeah.
All the geeks will tell you, all the cigar nerds will tell you, there's nothing better than a Corona or the Lancero. But they don't sell.
Sping.
Do they sell?
No, unfortunately.
I buy
You gotta push them.
The Lancero guy buys it. Lancero guy walks into your shop.
Yeah.
He will always find at least one Lancero smoke.
Yep.
And he won't buy the box.
Nope.
That's how it is.
It's hard. Yeah.
Oh, que lindo, que the funky signs, que the Coronita, yeah, bullshit. Yeah. Toro, Gordo, Robusto. That's where it's at.
That pays your lights.
That's what pays the bills. And that's, you know, that maybe, you know, that you do a special size and a Lancero special size. You know what? I asked you earlier about a cutter. I said there's only one guy here who uses a cutter. You know why nobody here uses a cutter? Because we may do 3 perfecta. We may do 3 or 4 torpedo bellicoso perfectos. And that's because, you know, the 601 was a perfecto. Not the 601, though. The Warhead was a perfecto that in this year. The 601 blue torpedo, 601 red torpedo, but those are predicate blends, so that we're never going to get rid of.
Yeah.
But we don't do torpedoes.
Yeah.
Here, if you can't cut a cigar with your teeth, you can't work here, bro.
You're in the wrong
You
place.
see you in the wrong place.
Yeah. Yeah, Shorty was actually the first one that introduced me to that. When we spoke a cigar, the first time I smoked a cigar. I'm like, oh, here's a cutter. I cutter, okay, cutter. And he just cuts it with his teeth.
And that was the story with him and Guy.
Yeah.
He hands Guy, when Guy says, let's make a cigar together, Eric's like, listen, it's not going to work because celebrities, you know, Eric didn't need it.
Yeah.
And in the long run, you know, had Guy not come on, you know, who knows? But, you know, Eric wasn't going to just, you know, cater. You know, he wanted to keep the integrity of the company.
Yeah.
So he passed the first test. And then the second test was he hands Guy a lighter and a cutter. And Guy throws the cutter back. And he goes, that's the second test. So, you know, that's what I'm telling you, to watch them, it's almost repugnant.
Yeah.
Because they're so simpático and they're so, you know,
Animated.
they're all animated, and Guy is really taking Eric.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, almost to the point where you're like, bro, enough already. But I remember somebody asking me, what's your relationship with Guy? I go, we make a cigar for Guy. I don't know anything about Guy. I've got his phone number. He knows who I am because, you know, a big guy. It was Big Guy for the first couple of years. Like he called Jack Big Guy. And Jack does a lot of events with him. I don't do hardly any of I've never done an event with him. But he knows I'm the guy. And he's acknowledged that, and he's been cool about it. But that's not my role. My role is to do this. His role, Eric role, Junior, and they're to events and have him there and have him shining, which doesn't really take a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys.
Well, that's a big part of the reason that we're like, yeah, we got to bring Hector on because we want to have the face behind, you know, who's making it happen.
Listen,
We know you're the one making it happen, man. So.
Listen, I am very honored to have this role in this company.
Yeah.
Not to get all sappy or anything like that. Eric calls me to come work for him. He has a warehouse. He has no cigars, and he has no plan on what I'm going to do.
Mm.
And I was the first guy he hired, obviously outside of his son, who's blood relative. And I had a key the first day. I had a key to an empty warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd go there after work and I'd sit in the warehouse and I'm like, wow, what are we going to do here?
Mm.
And we started in an 800 square foot warehouse. You should have seen it. That place was tiny. We were on top of each other. And then we built a 600 square foot humidor in the warehouse. And we were all relegated to the second floor loft that probably had a weight limit. And you had all 4 of us up there. The bookkeeper was there, and Junior was there, and Anthony, our artist at the time. And I would come in at 2:00 or 3:00. And Eric was when Eric was up there, when he wasn't, doing out there selling because we didn't have a sales staff.
Yeah.
And there we were.
That guy can sell though.
We had to buy back product to be able to sell product, and and here we are. We moved into this place a year and a half, like a year and a quarter later, a year and 3 months later. And I sat here and I went, we are never going to fill this place. And there is not an empty nook in this place already. That just shows you where we've come. And February will be 13 years. It'll be 13 years that we've been here.
Crazy. So tell us about what you're smoking, man.
Well, I am smoking the Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special. Now, the Chef Special was not the first. Is it the first? It may have been.
Mm-hmm.
The Chef Special was, we wanted to do a PCA release for Knuckle Sandwich. So I wanted to do a blend that we can work with, that every year we can make, and there'll be a variety. It varies every year. So the first year we did Habano, and a Perfecto. We did a 6.5 by 52 Perfecto box press.
Tasty.
It was tasty, but Habano, my favorite, and we made it medium because I have a feeling, I have a philosophy. Your first LE, especially if you get a continuing run of LEs, the LE should be kind of in the middle, because you want the guy who smokes heavy and strong and spicy can dip down to smoke it and still enjoy it, and the guy who smokes really light can step up enough to smoke the cigar, enjoy it, and not be overwhelmed by it.
So you're kind of catering to cigar nerds and everyday consumer.
Well, we're kind of catering to the middle. Here, I always look at the cigar smokers in a range of 1 to 10. Your the largest amount of smokers are super light to medium.
Right.
The ones who make the most noise are the guys on the highest spectrum. I want it stronger. I want more power. I want more spice. It's like when I made the Protocol cigar, I made a cigar to try to kill those guys because I was so tired of hearing about how they wanted it strong and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cigar that had 40 heroes in it. I wanted to kill those guys. This is perfect. Eric calls me the first time I made it. He goes, bro, are you going to sell this to people? This is unsmokable. I mean, it's good, but it's unsmokable. You're going to kill people. That's what they want.
Yeah.
So I tried to cater right around, if we're going 1 to 10, from 5 to 6. 5.5, 6.5, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second year was Sumatra, also in the middle.
Dude,
the Sumatra to me is my favorite.
Again, it flew off my shelves, and I was so sad because I barely had a chance to smoke.
Again, us being weary of not overexposing the brand,
Mm-hmm.
of not hitting people over the head with Knuckle Sandwich. We only made a limited number.
Yeah.
Then came the broadleaf one. And the broadleaf one was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we made broadleaf in the year that nobody had broadleaf. Everybody was complaining the broadleaf crop. Nobody has broadleaf. We released 2 broadleaf cigars a year.
Yeah.
So, and then last year was Malvafina, which I love Malvafina.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great cigar. But now those 2 cigars are on the higher medium to full spectrum.
Yeah.
Next year's is going to be also in that spectrum, but I'm going to go with Mexican Claro. So next year,
sexy.
I'm trying to keep it,
I love it. Fresh, interesting.
You're fresh, man. You got to keep the blend fresh, and you got, how many times are you going to hit guys over the head with Habano or with broadleaf or with Mexican?
I got to ask you though.
Go ahead.
We're going to see a Dominican cigar from Espinosa or a Dominican wrapper?
I don't have any plans for it right now.
Okay.
Only because the availability of Dominican tobacco in Nicaragua, where we work, is pretty much filler. You can get some binder, but mostly filler. Below the guano. I don't like Allure. I don't like San Vicente. San Vicente is super metallic.
Yeah.
Allure, no me gusta. I just don't like the flavor of Allure. Below the guano, I love. We made the first cigar that ever had Dominican that we made was Pier 28 that we made for Tim Wong. That was that was the most Cuban-esque type cigar we had, in the sense that it was really medium, had a lot of flavor, and it had that Dominican to kind of balance out the blend. But we really haven't gone there.
What about like a little Yamasa? You got a little spice in there.
Yeah, that would be fire.
We just haven't gone that way. Listen, the relationship with AJ is strong, and AJ's relationship with Hochi and everybody else is also strong. I may next year dip my finger into the Dominican, something a little more Dominican, but we have to stay true to our fan base.
Yeah.
And our fan base is
Nicaragua
tobacco with the spice level, and listen, there are very few Dominican cigars that I like. And I'm not disrespecting or disparaging anything, but I've always broken down smokers into 3 groups. You have your Davidoff group, you have your Fuente group, and you have your Padron group.
Yeah.
Legacy brands,
Of course.
And listen, there are a lot of other great manufacturers, but I got that from Sabor Havana. When I worked in Sabor Havana, which is really, I give them a lot of credit because they're the guys who brought me in to work retail. He told me, Achilles sat there and he goes, listen, if the guy's standing in front of Padron, don't bother him.
Yeah.
He smokes Padron.
Yeah.
And if the guy's standing in front of Fuente, don't fuck with him. He smokes Fuente. We didn't have Davidoff in that shop. They had it in Doral, but not in the little Sunset store. He goes, but if he's walking around the humidor, go to town on him. And I've kind of, and I'm not a Fuente guy. I'm more of a Padron guy.
Same.
When Rudy was alive, rest in peace, when Rudy Padron was alive, him and his wife would come over to get coffee because nobody makes better coffee than Junior, though he's way past that, now, and he's way past making coffee. He might have to hire somebody to make coffee. I don't know. Have you had his coffee?
I have.
Is it better than Junior's?
No. No.
Damn, dog. Yeah, you're right. You could have waited till the man left the room,
No, I love you, but
nah, Junior, a barista shit.
I mean, he's set up. This guy is making coffee out of an espresso machine. You know what I mean? But it's great.
Yeah, no,
but the setup with the,
if you guys have similar setups, maybe
we can make that happen.
This guy's over there.
This guy's with their pomita and shit. He's walking around the show floor, And what are you walking around for? I want people to see I'm making coffee so they can bring you go. And then listen, what's the biggest rag on Padron? Besides the fact that they don't do the events, they don't give you sales, and they don't hand out samples. We really are. People walk by and go, how did you get a Padron? You got to make coffee with the Padrons. Baby, you make coffee with the Padrons. I remember Rudy's wife would say, what do you smoke? I said, man, bring me whatever you want. What do you smoke? Number 9 natural. Well, I couldn't say that shit fast enough. I remember I walked in there when you're at like 4 in my pocket. And like, man, where'd you get that? I'm like, stay off me, dog. Yeah, get off me, So, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to do. That Turn Master blender is so overused. I'm not really comfortable with it. Everybody wants to consider themselves like the Emerald guys. There are a lot of guys who blend. There are a lot of guys who I love who blend, and mostly the guys who I like and who I really respect never use that term. It's some of these guys who come out of the blue. All of a sudden, he's been in the cigar industry for 5 years,
and
he's a blend. He's a master blender,
tobacconist.
He's a tobacconist. He can taste colors and, he can differentiate. And
that's tobacco sommelier. Yeah, that's the shit.
I
do classes for that. I've been emailed courses.
Dicks, bro.
The guy said, hey, who do you, if you were a chef, who would you be more like? I remember a guy asking on a podcast, like, I'll be Richie Ray. Heavy set, not good looking, but man, I can make a hell of a sandwich. Yeah. And that's the way Richie Ray, to me, I like Rachel Ray, man. I like that concept. I'm kind of a blue collar guy. We go in there, we're going to make this. We're going to try to do this. We're going to make a couple of varieties of it. And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. But the guys who I super respect, none of them hype themselves up.
I don't throw the term around a lot, bro, but to me, you are legitimately one of the master blenders, bro.
I appreciate that. There's still some tobacco that I want to work with. I want to work more with Dominican tobacco. There's a tobacco that I really would like to master that in my attempts to work on it, they've come up, like dog rockets. Awful. Honduran. I just haven't mastered Honduran. When we were going to do Warzone, one of the wrappers that we were going to use for Warzone with that event was it was Cameroon, broadleaf Mexican, and then he wanted to use Hamatran. And every cigar, it tasted like mierda. It tasted like a homeless man's taint. It was what I imagine a homeless man's taint would taste like. They were just fucking awful.
That's an interesting flavor.
So Eric's like, you got into that Honduran? Yeah, but I'm not going to give you that. I rag on myself. I don't need you to rag on me now.
Yeah.
They were I just can't get no cajo. Yeah. I just can't, I can't get in gear with that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of tough, I would imagine, because that tobacco takes over everything, and you guys have a very specific flavor profile. So for it to be like a Espinosa,
I've only done one cigar that had Honduran filler in it, and I did it for Paul Gross shop in Metro in Minneapolis. It's called Cream City because they have cream colored bricks. So we came up with Cream City.
It was good.
It was good, but it was definitely not an Espinosa type cigar. I'd like to work with them. There's some Hondurans that I enjoy a lot. I like Cavalier cigars. I like Aladino cigars. I respect what Christian has done at CLE, but I tend to like the Aladinos more than I like the CLEs. Dominicans, I like La Flor. I was a big La Flor guy. And not the Knox. I'm talking about the L450, the L500, the ones that, this is nothing. You sit there like
the cabinets that you're
sitting there with because, Coronado. Yeah, from many years ago.
Yeah, we just smoked that shit a few days ago.
Yeah. He gave us no. Look at the label. He gave us a vintage. Dude, that was
Achilles had those and they weren't moving. I must have smoked 2 a day when I was working for him. I love that cigar. Yeah, really. So I
shout out to Lido.
I tend to go towards Nicaragua. That's kind of my jam.
Well, I'm the jerk off. You give the 2 beautiful cigars, and I'm the jerk off that lit the one that you guys didn't like. But this is. I've been relatively quiet because this thing has been fantastic.
It's going to be.
Tell us about this one.
Well, actually, we're not supposed to, but you know, I don't mind. Next year is the 20th anniversary of Eric 601. So while we're working on the size, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the size, it's a little tribute to our predicate brand and how far we've come in his 20 years with that brand. I mean, I think it's a great representation of the cigar. Tastes similar to 601 Blue.
Yeah.
But I think the size has a lot to do, and especially the oval, which is kind of a tribute to us doing a cigar at AJ and, giving man his props and borrowing from him, the oval, which the first time I had an oval, I was like, man,
there's nothing like the sound down to the original.
Sound ovals are great.
Nothing like it, man.
So, that's where we went there.
Yeah. No, but this is hitting every point in my wheelhouse, right?
It's a fantastic cigar. And I'm surprised because, that's a cigar that Eric, he likes that cigar, but it's not in his wheelhouse. He likes Habano. That's a broadleaf. I'm dying to work with Arapiraca. He doesn't like Arapiraca. It's hard. It's hard to get.
How does he feel about the puro?
He loves the puro. He says que tan pingao.
Okay.
But it's dark Habano and it's dark Nicaraguan Habano.
Yeah.
Which is a completely different flavor profile than using Ecuadorian. I love it. I think the puro is a good. It fits good in the portfolio. You want your portfolio to be as varied as possible. The Connecticut is a Connecticut. I think the Knuckle Sandwich Connecticut is a great Connecticut. I think the Habano is a spicy nut. The Maduro, it's got some teeth. It's chewy. It's a good cigar. We needed that kind of in the middle there. It's not as spicy as the Habano.
Yeah.
It's not as full flavored as the Maduro. It's kind of in the middle, and to me, it really is kind of the essence of Nicaragua because it's an all Nicaraguan cigar.
Yeah. It's a beautiful cigar.
I love the Claro too, man. Like that's a all day smoke.
Which one?
The Connecticut.
Oh my God. I don't smoke a lot of Connecticut. Listen, if I look back on my years working with the company, the hardest thing ever was you would think it would be making that Candela cigar, which.
The wasabi or
the wasabi?
Yeah. The wasabi and pickle juice, which we made for
pickle juice.
Hey, go make me a cigar with Candela. So
there's only two Candela cigars that I actually enjoy. It's the wasabi and the grasshopper.
So I smoked 9 of them.
I like the Ilusión too. The Ilusión.
So I haven't tried that one.
Yeah. All right. I smoked 9. I smoked 9 Candelas. I'm not going to name the ones that were bad, but the majority of them were bad. There were 3 that I thought were very good. I thought Dion's was very good. I thought La Flor's was very good.
Yeah, La Flor's.
I thought Skip's was very good. Because at the time I had not Aladino. Was it Aladino? Who's Grasshopper? Aladino or Blackwood?
Foundation.
Foundation. I haven't had Grasshopper. I know. I think Aladino.
Aladino had one,
and I don't know. And I think Blackworks does like a Candela mix with some other stuff. They do the fancy.
I think Christoph might have had one. I don't remember.
I had that one too. I had that one. I had them all, and I said, all right, I want something in the middle here. So that's what pickle juice became. And then wasabi, once I smoked wasabi, I went, I'm not going to let them try this because this is the one I really like. It was a box press Candela. Find another box press Candela. There are none. So I put that aside. That was for us. It doesn't have any residual grassiness. It has some like all Candela, but it's really, it doesn't have that Candela profile. Yeba mala,
What's that binder?
The binder was the hardest part. I worked on those cigars. I'm like, man, this tastes so grassy. And I remember talking to somebody over there who I respect a lot. And he asked me the same question. He goes, what binder are you using? I'm using Indonesian. He goes, get off that Indonesian. So I went to a Nicaraguan binder. We went with Seco Corojo and from Jalapa, and the cigar's been it's been done for Candela. It does really well. But the Connecticut, go make some Connecticut's. Go make some Connecticut's.
Yeah.
I remember he came back, and when I came back, he says, well, are they good? I said, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. So,
yeah.
So, we handed it out to some guys who smoke Connecticut, and they were like, yeah, and it became crema.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after I had the formula for crema,
I said Claro Baclema, yeah.
Yeah, Baclado was the one we did for the Mora Ruiz.
Yeah.
And after I had to be honest with you, the guy who I really kind of inspired me was Willie, because I smoked the shade. And I went, I like this, but I need it to be spicier. So it has to have our profile. Because the shade from from
Sweet.
Yeah, the Liga. What is it? Is it
Undercrown shit.
Undercrown Shade? It's a very nice Connecticut. And Willie's one of my dear friends.
Yeah.
We talked about it. He goes, "Oh, what do I use this and I use that?" I said, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to use this. I'm going to go that." And I went to the factory, and Crema was the first one selected. Then the second one was Claro. The third one became the one I did for Cornelius and Anthony. They're no longer around. And the fourth one,
That shit was good too.
that was good too. And the fourth one, I don't think we ever used it. Oh, the fourth one we used for a shop exclusive that we did for the guys in Orlando.
Circus? No.
No, the big shop in Orlando. The guy who's got the
Corona.
We did it for Corona. We did a thing for Corona. So I mean, listen, that was the hardest part. That's the one I'm
You
proud
guys,
of.
you guys did a barber pole once too.
We did a barber pole for our lounge. That's no longer, they're no longer in business.
I know.
And barber poles, actually, we've done pretty good work with some barber poles. Crema de chocolate that we do for fine ash. The crema de l'orange that we do as those are cigars. We've done some.
Then only barber pole.
Yeah,
Straight.
we've
That
done
was
some
cool.
pretty good.
Yeah, that was cool. We had that one. We did an event with Richie. That was a hit.
Shout out to Richie.
Richie, bro. You want to hear a funny story about Richie?
Go ahead.
Please.
Dish.
All right. So when I first met Richie, he was working for Caldwell. Richie had hustle. Richie's always had a lot of hustle.
Yeah.
We've actually said that if Richie decided to sell cars, he could own his own cigar company. I mean, Richie could sell, Richie,
Hustles.
he hustles. Hey, let me put you, bro, for $600 more, I can put you in the leather package. That's Richie don't fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember he was doing a cut and light at the shop I go to, Caribbean. And bro, he's hustling. He's got guys walking out with Caldwell. But as a store owner, you can probably relate more to this.
Mm-hmm.
If you got your guy standing in front of Padron, or you got fronting instead of Fuente,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got 3 Fuentes in his hand, the last thing you want is to put 3 long live the king. You don't want 3 the queen is dead.
Leave alone.
Richie will give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, what you got there? Well, I got an Opus. I got 2 Hemingways. And
Seen them take them out of the hand. Like, no.
so pingas.
What do you to say?
Bro, you want me to put you in a good cigar? He goes, I've got like 3 $40. I got 3 $25 cigars.
Yeah.
So mierda.
Yeah.
Let me put you in and he walks on the store and goes, I wish he would stop doing that.
Yeah.
I wish he would
No, but he's amazing. In the humidor, he works the humidor. We have the little trays. Obviously, if people walk around, a little shopping basket. I've literally seen him get a handful. He's like, have you tried this? No, have you tried this? Or bam. Like, literally, no, there's no going back.
And then Jack, just to be Jack goes, imagine if he knew the brand. Because Richie's got a lot on his mind, bro. He's got the kids. He's traveling now and he's selling like crazy. But, every once in a while, he slips up.
Right.
Habano should be broadleaf,
Yeah.
And Jack goes, bro, if you knew the brand, you would be. It's still $1 million, bro.
Yeah, but he's
all $1 million.
He's automatic.
He's automatic.
I love the presence and the event. Everybody knew that he was there to sell. He was screaming out like literally. I had one of those the old the Knuckle Sandwich collectors with the medallion.
Oh,
Yeah.
the 9?
Yeah, I busted that out, and he was like, "All right, who wants it?" Like literally just shouting out, like making an auction. But he would have raised the bid on that one for
Bro,
sure.
you look at our team. Man, I feel bad because this is here and I can't. It seems like I'm only talking to Frank. I'm sorry.
No, it's
So
Fuck that guy. It's fine.
yeah, whatever.
there you go. So you look at the team that Eric's put together. So Eric now, I mean, everybody talks about Rocky, and Rocky still travels a lot. But for the 8 or 9 companies that I consider who are our size, who are our direct competition, while they're incredible, they're still friends of ours. They're the ones that are at our level.
Right.
Nobody travels more than Eric. Then you have Jack, who travels like crazy.
Yeah.
Travels with the refs as well. Then Richie, who not only does Florida now, he still does the state of Colorado. He still does smoker friendly. He gets out there. I'm now, hopefully next year I'll be back on the road, but until last year, I was doing 8 or 9 events a year. And then we have Junior, who can't travel as much, not because he doesn't want to. It's just, he just got, not that he just got married.
Dad life.
But he did. He just get married.
Yeah.
But he had 2 babies.
kids, yeah.
The babies almost back to back.
I get it.
And, it's, even though he's got a football team to help him, with daycare and stuff like that, I know the responsibilities of being a parent, which is also a funny story. He walks in one day and you could tell he was, the baby was, Anna was pregnant and he had the first baby. I think she was already a toddler. She was walking around and he looked, I go, what's wrong with you, bro? He goes, bro, it's a lot of pressure, bro, having kids. You know how you stop for a minute and you go, listen, man, I'm going to give you a chance to go outside and regroup and come in here. He goes, why? I go, I got 3 kids. I got 3 kids. I got one older than you.
Yeah.
I got the 2 girls. And when I had Hector, I was in the Army. I was making like $19,000 a year. I said, come on, bro. And he goes, yeah, but things are different. And it is. The times are different now. It's a much more difficult situation. I mean, with Jesus Christ, the things that are happening to kids, and you can't even go to school or their church. I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
If I had to raise a kid now, I wouldn't. I mean,
the world's a scary place.
The world's a scary place. So I get it. But I busted his balls pretty good about that. I go, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Shit. But it's Eric has put together a team that just, and all of them are different. The events I go to are mostly nerd events.
Yeah.
Guys want to sit down and talk to me about the cigar. Hector, why did you?
Mr. Warren.
Oh, we love to do that.
Mr. Warren, that's the question.
All you got to do is ask. Whatever you want to do, a seminar. I'd love to do a seminar.
All right, perfect. Richie, I'm sorry, you've been rejected.
Jack is a big Jack's a big presence, and
literally,
I want to tell you, Jack's going to come. I think it's 7 years now in January, but Jack was the beginning. The hiring of Jack, in my opinion. Listen, just my opinion as an outsider, but also as a guy who was an analyst for 30 years. I sit and watch the people. Jack gave us something that we didn't have prior. And no disrespect to who was here before,
right?
But Jack has cigar store presence. Jack walks into your store. Who the fuck Jack?
You know who he.
Fact of that, he's 6'5". He was 350 pounds or 300 now, whatever he's weighing. 6'5", booming voice. Been in the industry when he was selling tobacco leaves with his father, or with his grandfather.
Yeah.
Duran, his master's degree when he worked at General, and now with us. He knows retailers and consumers recognize him.
Yeah.
And you have Eric, who is beloved. Then you have, and back to Richie. You got to see Richie when Richie goes to somebody, they love Richie.
Yep.
They just,
and he knows everybody. Everybody.
They eat it up.
Legitimately, everybody on your team works the fucking room.
Yeah. And even Jack told me one day, he goes, I am. And Jack, one of those guys, he goes, I am dumbfounded by your following. I said, I don't know, man. He goes, you're not the greatest of people. You're not super friendly, but I go, the nerds love me. The nerds love me.
You know what it is? The people you like, you fucking really like. And the ones you don't, you're like, fuck that guy.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. Cheers. You call yourself out on that. Oh.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, this is true. But, that comes, that personality comes from what I did for so many years.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can. Listen, I'll tell Eric, that guy, I don't like that guy. Bro, you got it. I go, trust me when I tell you, that guy's shady. Nah, bro.
But how do you know that?
Bro, it's just, I did this for a lot of years. Body language, the way... I was a criminal analyst for the Miami-Dade Police Department for 30 years.
Shit.
You look at guys and you're like, that guy's not my kind of guy.
Yeah, you can read people automatically.
It takes me a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I can tell you that guy's, we've been in meetings or we've been places and I walk around and go, that guy's lying to you. What are you talking about? That guy's lying to you. And then we find out that guy was lying to you.
Damn.
I'm still waiting for them to say, hey, you were right. That's never going to happen. But, so it's hard.
You've done that to me twice,
When?
I'm not going to get into specifics.
You don't name specifics, but when we were Kaufner's?
Yeah, you were like, that, watch out with that person and that person. And I was like, no, but it seemed cool. And then fast forward a few months and I'm like, God damn it, bro.
That's how my wife is. It's crazy. She spots people. She reads
most analysts are women.
I know. She's nuts.
I'm good at that shit. I'm like, I read people.
There's so many times. I'm like, oh, that guy's cool. My wife is like, I don't like him. Like, why?
It's body language. It's how people phrase things.
Yeah.
When I went to, as part of the training, you go to this FBI class where they teach not only body language, they also do a thing about how when people speak to you, how they put blocks in front of them. They use some example. The first example he used was Bill Clinton. When Clinton talked about, what was her name? The cigar girl, the girl that he, Lewinsky. When he says, I did not have sexual relations, with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. You're constantly putting barricades and buffers in front of what you're saying. Then, the beauty of the yes or no question. I watch people talk all the time and they talk openly, but they don't have any, they teach us that you talk, but you talk leading to, this is the question you want to ask. So you do all this other spoiler and fluff. You get to the yes or no question, and what was the name of the young girl who died in Colorado that they Mary Allen Ramsey, the Ramsey girl, the little girl who was found dead. All right. So they have the father, and they're talking to the father, and then they went, "Did you kill your daughter?" That's a yes or no question. When you ask somebody a yes or no question, and they don't answer with a yes or no, there's always the cloud of deception.
Of course.
So, did you kill your daughter? Well, you have to understand that's you gave me 8 words before you said yes or no. You know, so it's and listen, I've been out of it for 4 years now, but I like to stay in practice. You know, did you do it? Did you drop ash? Oh my,
yeah, fucking. You know what? It's close enough.
I need a refill.
Yeah. So I mean, I miss the circus, but I don't miss the clowns. My son's a police sergeant now, and
no shit.
yeah, he made it. He got promoted to sergeant. Man. Thank you, and he's a great kid. Yeah. Not because he's my son. He's just.
Yeah, when I met him, he was just joining.
Yeah, he's so much more of a man than I'll ever be. He came back from Iraq. You know, he was there for a year and a half.
Badass.
As an MP supporting the infantry units, and I'll never be the man.
Thank you and him for your service.
Oh, we're gonna say thank you so much.
And I hear him now, you know, and he tells me stories. I'm like, man, I could not work. I could not work in that department. I can't see myself going through that monkey shit again.
So you mentioned protocol before. Did you ever hand on the crime scene?
I blended all of it.
Dude, that crime scene that you came out with is fantastic. So kudos to you guys. Honestly,
it's a brand. It's a brand that.
Shout out to Juan.
It's had its problems. It's had some hiccups.
Yeah.
You know, getting in the cigar industry is not easy.
Yeah.
Getting in the cigar industry is not easy. You have to travel. You have to do events. You have to have cigars. You have to take risks with stores that, you know, you can't have a certain amount of money, make a certain number of cigars, and then wait for those cigars to sell to launch your next one.
Right.
Because you're not going to get, you know, the exception. The exception to the rule is the guy who pays credit card or the guy who pays within 30 days. I know very well here. We've chased guys for 60, 90 days for $1,000. You know, and you go to the guy's store and he's got all the Padron in the world, got all the Fuente in the world, but hey, you know, you can't pay me the $1,000 drawing. What is that? That's ridiculous. And I'm not calling name anybody, but that's one of the problems.
A common thing.
Launching a brand. Yeah. You know, launching a brand and it was really a niche brand that still, you know, it's still alive, and firefighters, first responders. I mean, that's a cigar that if you could cater to them, it would really be something. But now
gravitate towards that.
Yeah, but now there's competition. You know, now war fighters out there. There's other brands that are kind of.
What's the other one?
From Protocol?
No. The other brand that's
Young. And military.
Yeah.
Even though we got a lot of cops at the shop, and Fort Lauderdale. And
3 Smokes.
No, it's
cops are cheap, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, cheap as fuck. And they'll sit there. How much is that? Well, you know I'm on the job, right?
Yeah, right. No. Hey, we love the cops. We support you guys.
Cop on it. Never
boys, man. So I bust the cops' balls too when they go and they grab a fat bottom Betty or something like that.
Oh yeah. But I've seen him. I mean, you know, now that I'm retired, I sit there and I go, oh, I know that guy. Yeah. He'll come in uniform and he'll put his bundle. How much is that? You know I'm on duty, right? Bro, this cheap motherfucker. Yeah. Bro, 20%.
We give military and service discounts. So.
Yeah, that's it's cool. Firefighters aren't supposed to smoke cigars, and most counties firefighters have and I don't think anybody smokes more cigars per capita than firefighters.
I'm not gonna say that. I know a few, and they have 2 Instagram accounts, like one for life and one for cigars.
Yeah. Hey, you know, we listen and don't judge.
We listen, we don't judge.
We listen, we don't judge.
Yeah,
use your words.
No, it's amazing. So what we've been talking about, obviously, like different places. Like obviously, you saw like PCA. You guys doubled down.
I wish I could have been there. Mm-hmm. I got a photo from the PCA like the first day they had hung my ID on the thing. I thought that was very touching.
Yeah, man, that was cool.
But between the 3 of us, 5 of us, I'm glad I wasn't there, bro. I heard that was crazy.
It was chaos.
I sent you Cliff Notes.
You guys, the whole weekend, crowded. Richie was. Like running,
you can't even do Richie at the show.
I literally was just
Richie gets angry at everybody at the show.
Yeah.
Because
Like, hey, big dog, you can't sit at the table right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, got you.
Yeah. No.
Richie gets angry at everybody because he's, two guys will show up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to split him. Now he's not as big anymore, so he can't split himself in half.
You have an appointment? You have an appointment?
No.
Oh, but Rich, no, even if you don't, Rich ain't gonna send you away.
He's like,
have a seat.
he's like, you don't have an appointment? All right, I'll get you there right now.
Yeah, stand by.
Yeah.
Where you from? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, but you guys doubled down your footprint,
I heard it
doubled
was
down
crazy.
releases.
They released Puro, Warhead, the Warheads, and Chef Special the show.
Yeah.
They did the question and answer with CNA,
Yeah.
where they handed out Puro. They did the party, where they handed out Puro.
By the way, super classy.
I heard the party was off the chain.
Yeah.
I don't like New Orleans personally because my last experience in New Orleans was awful. It was 145 degrees.
Mhm.
I mean, for you to be from Miami and be in New Orleans and go, coño, qué clase de calor. Man, it's hot as shit.
It was hot as
It
fuck.
was.
2015, it was hot as a
That's where I discovered that dry balls thing. That thing, bro, I'm telling you, you came back, you could wring out your underwear. It was just awful.
Yeah. Swamp ass.
It was swamp ass.
It was like end of June, beginning of July. It was fucking.
So we were smoking outside of a bar. We were in the bar and you couldn't see anything. It was like a firefighter training class.
Yeah.
Smoke everywhere. And from the waist up, you're like, I think I was talking to Ed. I don't know who else. I think I was talking to the guy from my father, but I can't really.
machine.
Then you go outside and the smoke still lingers because the humidity is so dense.
Yeah.
The smoke just kind of go up and just looks like a cloud.
And everything smelled like shit
and
and
smelled
throw
like
over piss.
New Orleans smells like urine, vomit, and regret.
It actually wasn't that bad this year.
Because they had the Super Bowl.
But so you also went in May.
Yeah.
So when the weather's a little nicer. But these guys, hey, I'm going to walk down the Bourbon Street. Well, you have a will, you got
Criminal.
you got somebody to call.
Criminal.
You got a contact list in case something happens to you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have beignets and coffee. What that nasty chicory shit, beignets. Okay, bring me that one.
The war is
Come down there.
The war is coffee.
Hey, but it makes you go, bro. It does the job in the morning.
Man, fuck that chicory shit.
That's chicagando is.
Mierda.
It was terrible.
Yeah, listen, these guys, Jack made a good point. He goes, if you didn't smoke Puro at the show, it's because you didn't want to. They gave out 2,700 cigars.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's $5,000, $6,000 just in material.
I'm not gonna say how many of those I smoke, but bro, you guys handed out a lot of cigars.
And a lot of cigars. Usually, and when I go, I'm tight with the cigars, dog. I am.
True stuff.
I know I shouldn't be. I'm tight with the cigars. Yo, man, can I get who are they for? No, this guy brought like 4 people. No, I'm 2. You got
You can share.
because you got like there are some stores that bring like a posse and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, these are all my tasters. Some of y'all gonna be upset. I mean, I got 4
I mean, you gotta do what you
I know.
Shot down into his mouth.
Problem is, I remember when we didn't have anything.
Uh-huh.
So that, it's like growing up poor. When you grow up poor
Yep.
and now you're wealthy and you got your kids on a fucking, It's like growing up poor.
That's fucked up.
When you grow,
Sorry.
you grow up poor and all of a sudden you're well off, but you still got your kids like on a $2 a week, side.
Yeah.
They're like, what is that shit? Pop, we got millions. Doesn't matter, man. I grew up poor. I had to walk up and down the mountain to go to school every day.
Yeah.
It's hard. I remember when we didn't have shit.
Yeah.
Now I've gotten better. But still, every once in a while, I do relapse into the,
Yeah.
bro, that guy's here for the 3rd time. Man, fuck that guy. Don't get that guy anymore. God damn.
I'm not gonna say your presence was missed, but it was a little different.
And then, the guys who show up with their tag turned around.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was wondering how I'm a cigar. And I turned around. Is that you? No, no.
Yeah.
I want to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because you are the store owner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your clerk. I want him to smoke it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd rather he smoke it than you smoke it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're there for business and he's going to tell you, this is good.
I like it.
Of
I
course.
like it. I can sell it.
Of course.
Are we running short on time?
No. I just got a notification. That's all.
Stand up, do a couple crunches. That's
Yeah. All right. Time to stand up. No. So Zona Palooza coming up, and you guys always have some.
My favorite event of the year.
You guys have.
It's the one.
You guys always have some crazy stuff. The Murcielagos you guys had last year.
The whole weird Murcielago.
Yeah, but those were awesome. They were so much fun.
They also sat here for like a year. We had them. We had thought about doing it the year before. We just didn't have.
I fell in love with one of them, bro.
Which one? The little short fat one or
the red and gold label, right?
No, the one with the silver and the red.
So the Lonsdale, the one that was like a Corona, a little long Corona.
Yo, I'd smoked the shit out of them. I smoked like 4 packs, and then I was hunting for like who has more? Who has more?
Yeah, it's. I'm sure we'll have some stuff. We're still a couple of months away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once this bomb thing is kind of settled, and we've shipped all the bombs out, we'll start working on Zona Palooza. Zona Palooza, the first few years, we were working on it for 6 months. Now, 6 weeks out, we're like, all right, let's have our Zona Palooza.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. Who's going to come? What entertainment we're going to do? We've already got it down to a science.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Gets bigger every year, man.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And I am going to definitely use my accident as a reason to not leave the office. I'll be here.
Smart man.
But don't expect much. I'll be here. But though I'm sure I'm going to have to circulate because you'd be surprised how many people reached out to me when I got injured. It was crazy. It really was. I was really touched. Not just guys who are Zona people, but brand guys who own brands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, how did you know? Yeah, man. I was looking for you. I was looking for you at the PCA. I didn't see you. Jack reached out to me and told me, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was really, really touched. I mean, I was surprised as well as touched.
Well, speaking of that, you had a few people here last La Zona that you made cigars for. One of them that I really enjoyed.
Eric Bray, the one for Eric?
Yeah, man.
I like Eric Bray. Eric's a good dude.
That's a good dude.
That's a good dude. He's a funny dude. Bro, that brother loves him some bourbon, bro. God damn, bro. They brought some bourbon into that office. Got me lit. I was talking nasty, mad shit. But Eric,
shout out to Black Star,
good dude. I'd like to work on something else with him, given the chance. We still got a lot to do here. I mean, we still got a lot to do. And
so who do you want to do a collaboration with? If I know you get asked that shit all the time.
I do. Listen, I'd like to do a collaboration. The collaborations I would like to do aren't really beneficial for the company. The collaboration that we did do with General was huge for us. And it benefited General as well. General hadn't had a top 25 in a number of years. And all of a sudden, the Espinosa cigar gets them in the top 25.
Number 11?
Number 13 or
11, 13.
It was in there, in the top 15.
Yeah.
Right, that was a great thing for us. But, you want to do collaborations with companies that, if you were to do a Venn diagram, that you can reach into their market a little bit where you don't maybe have a great footprint, and also gives them a chance for them to reach into your market and see if they can benefit them. It's really not something we're really focused on right now because we have just so much for what we're doing and, keeping Knuckle Sandwich fresh, because that's the most important thing. We don't want to beat people over the head with Knuckle Sandwich. Yeah. Because, people will tell me all the time off camera, they'll go, bro, I'm surprised you guys aren't doing like 10 releases a year.
Yeah.
People will get tired of that.
Yeah.
You got to keep your core strong.
New.
We are doing what we're doing with Knuckle Sandwich is based on the experience and the mistakes that we made along the way. That we know, had we had a second chance, we'd have done things differently. That is exactly what we're doing with Knuckle Sandwich. And having a partner like Guy who really, he just wants the brand to be successful.
He gets it.
And he gets it, and he wants to be able to enjoy the cigars and, and have involvement in it. It's not, like I said, it's not just a deal where he's got his name on it. So we, the chef special, fresh. We're doing, we did that other release with the 9 cigars. We got something really cool lined up in a couple of weeks that we'll talk about. That's going to be, it's going to be groundbreaking because, it's just a series of logical steps to take us into that next realm. I think we're there. We're no longer a small company. I'd say we are mediumly we're a well-placed company right in the middle of the middle echelon.
When do you think that's going to drop?
You'll probably be reading about it in September. That's sometime.
Okay.
Soon.
Excited about it, man.
I only asked that because I'm like, depending on when we drop this episode, maybe we could talk about it, but it's going to be a little before that. So
you guys can do a fill-in.
There you go.
You always do a fill-in with that.
That's true.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be a really cool thing. We're really excited about it.
Well, for selfish reasons, I think I would love you and Skip to do something, man.
Look, I can tell you, I have 8 guys who I consider, while there are a lot of great blenders out there, 8 guys that I'd love to work with. But logistics are a problem. Plus, brands, brand identity. You can't really have a collaboration with 2 brands that are kind of identical,
right?
Because there's nothing that differentiates y'all. So, I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of Pete. I love Dion. I love Skip. I love Saka. Willie Herrera is one of my favorite guys in the industry. Ernie Correa. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, about a year ago, 2 years ago, Jack says, "Have you ever met Ernie Correa?" I said, "Yes and no." I met him because when I was new on the department, my first assignment was a housing unit, and we worked across the street from the Orange Bowl. So we would go get cigars at Puro Indio. Have you ever met Ernie Correa? I said, well, yes and no. When I worked in housing, which was my first assignment, we'd go to Puro Indio and get some cigars there. They always took care of us. And then we go to La Guaraguana. He would tell us Robustos for like $17 a bundle. But it was En Crédito, which was his second.
That's one was the 8th Street or?
The one over there by Titan de Bronce.
Yeah, across the street.
Yeah. So, I recognize him. So we were at the Big Smoke and Jack makes the introduction. Ernie goes, "Oh, I know who you are." I'm like, "Damn, dog." He goes, "Oh,
shit.
Here's my number. Call me. We can get together, have a cigar." I'm like, shit, this is the beginning of a restraining order right here, player. And then, I called him one day. He goes, "Hey, why don't you come by so we can smoke some stuff? Bring me some samples. I'll bring you, and we'll smoke some samples." It was over 4 hours. Bro, just, he's the godfather.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Godfather Boutiques, legit.
You got, Nick. I remember when I first started, I stayed at Nick's hotel. I got a lot of knowledge from Nick. Nick helped me a lot. James Brown, one of my favorite guys in the industry, but these guys that I've mentioned, these 8 other guys that I've mentioned, were kind of similar companies. I think you have to do a
similar footprint. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do a collaboration where you're not you're not cannibalizing each other. You're kind of going into a new territory. So, I'd love to do something with Skip. I think Skip's one of my favorite people. And I'm a big Roma guy. I smoke a lot of Roma. I smoke a lot of Ilusión. I smoke a lot of Blackworks. I'm a cigar smoker. Yeah, I work in the cigar industry and I work for Espinosa, but I smoke a lot of people's cigars because I like to know what's going on and what's new.
All right. Sorry, man. I'm nerding out. Sorry.
I know.
You got some wood.
No, that's
you got a little wood there.
No, I know. No. Trust me, though. It's an honor being here. But we also want to put we don't want to be like a 3-hour video too.
Oh, you're talking to the wrong guy, bro.
Fuck 'em.
You're talking to the wrong guy, bro. I've done those 4-hour podcasts.
I know.
I got shit to talk about. I mean,
but that's more of a reason just to come back.
Listen, you got to have Eric on.
Yeah. I know. He called me today, asked me if I was around because I guess he wanted to try to pop in.
He texted me yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, fuck me."
Yeah.
Had Eric been on here, I'd be on the side. He's wrong. Yeah, I'd be there to help him with like the finer liner notes.
No, we can't have both of you on. I mean, we could eventually, but we need to give you your time, him his time. We want to have Eric Jr. on here as well. That'll be awesome. We'll get Richie on here one day as well. Good.
I see. If when we bring Junior, we bring Richie.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Boom.
Having both dynamics in there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you could fucking interview everybody in this building.
Yeah, no, for sure. Honestly, you guys should look into doing your own little reality show right here.
Jack and I had a small little podcast.
So, Hector, trips to Nicaragua.
Trips to Nicaragua.
So, when you're blending, obviously, you go down there, you bring stuff back, you do stuff there. What's the timeline between you first go down there? Or before you even go down there, do you think about what you're going to blend?
Well, it depends. Listen, in the early days, when our portfolio was a lot smaller, trips to Nicaragua were trips to Nicaragua to go work on something, to go, create an idea, create a project. Some tobacco came in, something new came in, go down there and work on it. Then as time progressed and the catalog progressed, we didn't need as many new releases as we did at the beginning. So the trips became a little less frequent. Where I went 5 or 6 times a year at the beginning, I was going 3, maybe 4 times a year until I got injured. So in some instances, when I have that initial conversation with the guy who wants a cigar, what do you want? What are you looking for? What do you like in our portfolio that you'd like something in that ballpark? I get an idea. And to save myself a couple $1,000s, I can write it out. This is mostly at AJ's factory. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I want 3 blends like this, like this, like this. La Zona is a little different. La Zona, because we don't have the variety, we don't have such a huge selection. You have to really go down there and work with the numbers, the percentages to come up with stuff. So,
can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I mean, listen, you like the cigar for Eric, for Eric from Black Star Line. We had a Sumatra already.
Yeah.
But he wanted something a little different. So it's a matter of going down there. All right, this is the baseline. Let's go a little more of this, a little less of this. And let's, instead of going, oh, is it not sweet enough for you? Instead of using all Criollo when it came to the Ligero, maybe we put half a leaf of Corojo on there, or we'll half it. It's just a matter of the numbers, just getting the numbers right. I enjoyed my trips to Nicaragua, but as I get older, just as you guys, as you get older, you have less, the trip to Nicaragua is a pain in the ass. May and June are just death knells, and it's so freaking hot. I've tried to go when it's most convenient. I like going in the end of the year. I like going at the beginning of the year. But once April, May, and June come,
yeah,
forget it, bro. Going to Nicaragua and still, as Nicaragua has gotten better, there's more amenities, and there's, the Wi-Fi is a little better. You still got rolling blackouts. You still have, places that aren't open every day because of one shortage or the other, or, they didn't have any power. I remember one of my restaurants that I like to go, I ate at 2 or 3 places. Oh, we're closed today because, we didn't get our delivery, or we're closed today because we don't have power. That's hard, bro. They've come a long way in the 12 years since I started going to Nicaragua, but I miss being home. I mean, I'm 60 years old. I like being home. I like being home. I like,
wrong with that.
I like, and the situation over there at times can get a little, the political situation. I remember going to Nicaragua right before the ship broke in 2018 when they had and then I went, as soon as it quelled, I took another trip there. And I remember I was at Skip's house watching, we had dinner, because, nobody's a better host than him when you go. Comes to your house. This is when he was living before he moved to San Juan del Sur. But the problem with Skip is he wants to keep you up till 2 a.m. to watch Netflix. Oh, don't be a pussy. I go, bro, I got to go to the factory. Me too. You wake up at noon. I got to be there at 7 a.m. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I've managed it. I go to the factory. I come back from the factory. I'll see who's in town. If Dion's in town, I'll have dinner with Dion one day. If James is in town, I'll go see James. We'll have dinner. I kind of like to, Willie's in town. That's usually great because I'll travel with him. It's more now when I go to Nicaragua, I try to line up. So at least there's somebody there that, you're just not in the room, watching, mod in Spanish,
And when you're going, are you going like by yourself or anybody else from Espinosa?
At the beginning, I used to go, I went with Eric the first couple of times, but going with Eric, I no disrespect to Eric, but Eric likes to be here too. And Eric's trips going with Eric was, I got to go see this guy. I got to go see that guy. He has to go.
Right.
He has to show face because he's got relationships with the guy from ASP, and he's got to go see AJ.
Yeah.
Going to see AJ is a lost day because now you're there. AJ wants to take you to Ocotal, and he's going to get you there in an hour, and it's an hour and a half away. Just think about that. It's an hour and a half away, and he gets you there in an hour.
Wow.
And then he wants to show you every farm, and then he wants to give you the tour of the factory. He shows you the same pilon twice. I say it right. And he's our boy. He's got a lot of love for us. Got a lot of love for Eric, but I got shit to do.
Yeah.
Eric is different. Eric goes to, he gets his work done, but his work is different.
Yeah.
He has a different level, different perspective of the stuff he has to do. And I don't socialize that much. Listen, I'm not that interesting. I like,
I beg to differ, but okay.
I remember AJ telling me, "Oh, come by La Casablanca, and we can." I don't want to watch West Coast Super. I don't want to watch the Trailblazers when they start at 7:30. It's 10:30 back. I don't want to do that. I want to be in the hotel at 10 o'clock. 9:30, 10 o'clock. I like to eat at Darren's place. I like to eat at I like to eat at the places that I like. I like to get back to the hotel. I like to chill because man, it wears you out, and your palate is fucked when you're there. You're smoking stuff fresh off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, people are like, "Oh my God, that's so great." No, it's not. You're smoking tobacco that has not melded. The oils haven't started partying together.
Mm.
Smoking sometimes a cigar. No, sometimes every time the cigar's not ready to smoke. And you're making your decision whether to bring this blend back on that first inch of tobacco.
Little ammonia.
Yeah, you're going. Oh, I think this has potential. Oh, this one's bieda.
Yeah, but
I still have cigars there from my first trip the first couple of trips
No shit.
that are bad. They're awful. Whenever I get a little bit too high on myself, I go and grab one of them. Oh my God, what was I thinking? It's aged. It should taste good. No. Bad tobacco. Bad tobacco.
Little humbling experience.
That's it. You got to keep yourself grounded.
Yeah.
So yeah, now listen, I'm hoping to be able to go to Nicaragua in January again once I can fly, and just to get back into the groove.
Yeah. How many rejects do you go through just to get out?
In the old days, we'd have one hit and 4 or 5 rejects.
It's not bad.
Now it's almost a dead expert sharpshooter. I mean,
You know what you're looking for.
if I'm gonna if we were gonna do one blend, I'd make 7 samples. Now we're gonna do one blend, I'll make 2 or 3. And the second one or the third one, not that we rejected it, we're just not gonna use it for that project. It may become something else for somebody else, or it might become something else down the road.
Mm-hmm.
We've really
Special edition.
Yeah, when I say I've really kind of narrowed the focus, Working, if we're working like the Warzone project, that was 4 blends to come up with one. But everything else has been boom, 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 boom. It's been right on.
Yeah. Amazing.
And speaking of Nicaragua, what about the tariffs? What can you tell us?
The tariffs are tough. Listen, I am not a political person. I still, whether it was President Obama or President Trump, the president's the president. What he does is, I am sure that what he does for the best for what he believes is the best for the country and the party. I believe that when Obama was president. I believe that now with Trump's president again. I wasn't too crazy about the president before. Biden Biden had me a little bit, and not that I didn't believe he earned the president. Yes, he's the president.
Yeah.
And I still call him President Biden. I never called him Old Joe or any of that bullshit. But from a personal perspective, it's the first time that this affects us directly. I mean, the tariff being a tax, or however you want to address it, it's something that is going to cost us, and then it's going to cost you, and then it's going to cost you. Because this is a what is it?
Trickle down process.
Trickle down roll. The shit rolls down downhill.
Yeah.
And Eric will tell you a quarter in Nicaragua is $1 here. Quarter, 50 cents, $1. The Keystone is in full effect, and that's why you don't want this to happen. We delayed doing the increase when the first 10% went in because we had hopes that the president would, reconsider, as he had made some other deals with other countries. But in the back of my mind, I knew it wasn't going to change because it's personal with Nicaragua. Nicaragua is not Korea or Japan where, we depend on cars and electronics. Nicaragua is coffee, rum, and cigars for this country. The meat is a huge export in Nicaragua, but not here. So that's, and fruits and citrus and vegetables, but that's not for us. The 3 things that come to this country, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, are those 3 things. All non-necessities. We can get coffee from any other country in that area. We can get
luxury goods.
They're all luxury goods. They're all, So I am disappointed in the tariffs, but obviously, that's something that's out of our control. We've just got to do the best we can to deal with it. When you guys first came in, we were reading the Fox ticker, and not because I'm a Fox guy or a CNN, but it was on TV. Looks like the tariffs may be suspended on October 14th. What's going to happen now?
Mm-hmm.
End of August during the filming right now. So.
Yeah, we're in August. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen in 45 days now?
Yeah.
When that happens, a bigger issue, and I know not to get off, is what California is doing. California has made it. They've made Canada look easy to deal with when it comes to cigars. Bro, Frank won't fuck around. Frank smokes that shit to the fingernail.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah. Bro, you need to get you a toothpick.
I mean, nothing.
You need an 1150, bro.
This is really good.
That's what you need.
The California thing is a nightmare. What an embarrassment.
What is it, 72% right now or some shit?
Forget about the tax. The new UTL.
Yeah.
$300 per SKU.
That's wild.
Per size.
Wow.
So say we wanted to sell 601 Blue. 5 sizes. $1,500. Oh, plus you have to send the box of each product there that you're not going to get back.
Ouch.
Where's that go? Who's that going to?
I don't know, but if the governor of California ever invites you to the,
If
the governor of California ever invites you to have a cigar, I'd go because his humidor's probably loaded up. It's stacked, dog. He's got BBMFs and he's got, little hammers. He's got everything. He's got wasabi. He's got everything. Whatever you want, he's got it. So that's an embarrassment. I mean, it's funny how the anti-tobacco lobby is so strong there. And, they take the moral high ground. Yet, the moral high ground is discussed in a haze of stale marijuana smoke.
Right.
Marijuana bad, marijuana good.
You're self-medicating.
Cigars bad.
Quote unquote.
They got a huge homelessness problem. They have a huge economic problem. Forest fires. They can't, the infrastructure is poor. Property taxes are housing the middle class out of there. Yet, they got a hard on for cigars.
Wow.
The amount of people that order from me from California is nuts.
Yeah, well, you're going to have some problems out there.
Yeah.
Because when this goes into effect in 41 days, if that cigar is not on the UTL and not on their list, the guy receiving it can get in trouble, and the guy who sent it to him can get in trouble. Of course, you don't really have to worry about the Attorney General of Florida giving two shits about what California says. But what about CI, Famous, and the other big dogs? They are who sell.
Yeah.
So this is something that just landed last week. We've got to really contemplate it. How are we going to do this? You can't turn your back on the most populous state in the country. It's ridiculous. But, that's the leadership as, Reagan should be rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
PCA got their work cut out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, PCA, to me, it kind of is like PCA and CCA, and what is CA? What's the other one? The cigar rights, the CRA.
CRA
kind of dropped the ball on this. I mean, I don't know if they dropped the ball, but this shouldn't have hit us blindsided like that.
Yeah.
And it's been coming. They've been talking about it. Boom. It's supposed to be $1,000. Now it's $300. It's a bargain. Or what do you do if you're a smart company?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. We can absorb. Say we want to sell, I don't know, 10, 12 SKUs. Yeah, we can afford the $3,000, $3,600 to do it. And we have to give away the boxes we do, but next year's 150. And if we want to do a new release, we have to do the 300 plus so if this warhead, that is the warhead 12 that'll come out next year, the people in California will get it till 3 months after everybody else in the country gets it.
Ouch.
It's an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Well, whatever you guys do in California, don't move to Florida. Stay fucking west.
We're full.
We're full. We got our own problems. But,
no, everybody has, man. Everybody.
But,
every state.
The hard on for cigars there is real.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving you the high hard one. If you smoke cigars there, almost to the fact that we should open up a marijuana company. I mean, it's just, I'm kidding. But,
New wasabi.
Wasabi's for real, dog. You got that the crippy Espinosa.
Crippy Espinosa.
Crippy 601 Kryptonite.
601 Crippy.
Do a collab with Snoop.
Yeah. This is the shizzle, my nizzle. Yeah.
Hey, marketing is for free right there.
Yeah, right?
Done.
Hey, exactly.
Well, Hector, I think we've taken up enough of your time.
That's on you, dog. I ain't got nothing but time. I know what your camera's overeating, and the man over there looks like he's hungry. He's good.
So yeah.
Well, honestly, thank you so much, and everything you do. Like I said, this brand holds a special place in my heart. When I first bought the store, Eric was literally the first person I called because it wasn't there.
How many regulars do you have at your place?
A good amount.
Are they nerds?
Yes, a lot of them.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. No, we'll easily fill the house with that.
Go through Richie and say, hey, Richie, I want Hector to come and do, we're going to do a Murcielago. Which is your biggest selling 601, Espinosa product over there?
For that, it would be the 601.
Oh, hey,
Maduro.
We're going to go through the 601 Blue. We're going to talk about it. We're going to look what's inside of it, why it smokes this way. And then we're going to get the blue and the green. You make them buy a red, a blue, and a green.
Okay.
And then after they smoke the blue, they're going to realize, hey, this is the same blend that we use with this wrapper. Look at the difference of the cigar.
Yeah.
And the same blend. And, we can nerd shit.
That's amazing.
Don't ask me to do jokes.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to give you, trivia or anything.
Class is in session.
Yeah, man. But that other shit, I love doing that.
That's awesome. All right, man. Well, thank
Sounds
you.
Like a good time.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. And, Espinosa every day, babe.
Espinosa every day. And thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, man.